Welcome to the Dray Way. I am so glad you guys are here. We have so much to talk about. Oh my, 6 days. 6 days. 6 days, and wait a minute, you know what that means, right? You know what that means. Let me tell you what 6 days means. In 6 days, we're going to have the election, so that means right now, as of today, you only have 6 more days to wear that MAGA stuff. That's it. You only have 6 days left. All that MAGA gear, all the shirts, all the buttons, all the hats, you only have 6 days left. Because after that, you won't be able to wear any of that stuff anywhere. That's right. Because MAGA will, after 6 days, after the election, what is MAGA going to mean? It's going to mean loser. I mean, it's going to mean loser. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to, why would you wear that stuff after he loses again? I mean, MAGA is going to basically stand for loser again. I don't know what else it could possibly stand for. Because, once he loses again, there's no point in wearing that stuff. You can't, where are you going to wear it? And why would you want to wear it? That's the question I have. That's the question I have. Excuse me. For all of you MAGAs, I got a question for you. When he loses in 6 days, what are you going to do? Who's your new leader? Because he's done. He's finished. He's lost enough. You guys apparently didn't feel that losing last time was enough. So you pushed him out there again, and he lost again. He's about to lose again in a bad way. So my question to all you MAGAs is, now what? Now what? Where do you go? Who's your new leader? Because he's finished. And he's like almost 80. So I don't think anyone's going to be talking about Trump 2028, although we would welcome it. As a Democrat, I think all Democrats would welcome that. We would welcome Donald Trump 2028. What a great idea. Let's see how many times he can lose in a row. Maybe he can set a new record or something. But I just want you guys to be fully aware that you've got 6 days to wear that MAGA stuff, and then it's over with. It's done. So what do you guys do with all the t-shirts and hats? Start a fire, or turn it into a car wash to use as rags? I'm not exactly sure. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do with all your MAGA stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Are you going to continue to try to wear it? Because I'm just letting you know here and now that would not go well. Yeah. Just between you and me, let me give you a little secret. When he loses again, yeah. Not only, why would you wear something from a loser like that? But that's not the biggest question. The biggest question is, don't you understand that after this election, wearing that stuff is just kind of like wearing a Confederate flag? Yeah, it'll just stand for racism, and people won't like that at all. So, like, for example, if you were, after the election, if you were to wear MAGA stuff on an airplane, I'm just letting you know, in all likelihood, you're going to get kicked off the plane. Yeah, because people will be highly offended at you wearing something deemed as being so racist. And I know that blows your mind, but I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help here. And I'm trying to let you know in advance, 6 days ahead of time, that you better get all that MAGA apparel and wear it every day for the next 6 days. Because after that, it won't be acceptable anywhere. Yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. We have a lot of stuff to cover. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so don't go anywhere. All right, what I want to talk about next is one of my favorite states. And I say it's one of my favorite states, and I think it's important that we talk about it. And I used to live there. I used to live, I'll give you a little insight on myself. In high school, I was the starting quarterback in high school at JFK. And then I got recruited for football from Lenore-Ryan College, Lenore-Ryan University in Hickory, North Carolina. Van Sant was my coach, and I was the starting quarterback for the Lenore-Ryan Bears in 1982. Yeah, I was a freshman and I was a starting quarterback. So I lived in Hickory, North Carolina. And one thing I can tell you is Hickory, the areas around Hickory, I mean, just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I love the state of North Carolina. I love the people in North Carolina. And the thing we have to talk about is it could end the election very early. And I mean, it could end the election very early because if what happens, what I think is going to happen, I think the youth vote is going to come out. I think women have already shown, so far in the early vote, women have poured in the votes. So I think the combination of women and the youth vote, like I have said before, there are 173 colleges and universities all around North Carolina. 173. And let me tell you what's going to happen in this election. There are going to be more young people, 18 to 29, voting in North Carolina than ever before. Listen to what I just said. More youth vote, 18 to 29, than ever before. And when those votes come in, along with women, I don't think we have really grasped yet just how women are showing up and showing out because they want their rights back. They wanted to be treated like everyone else in this country. And right now they are not. And they want men to step up and do the right thing because women in North Carolina are stepping up and doing the right thing and voting blue because they want their rights back. But it's important to watch this. It's important to notice this because let me tell you something. North Carolina is going to go early. And if Harris, which I think she's going to do, flips North Carolina blue, that means an early election final. I mean, it's a dagger in the Trump campaign heart. They absolutely, positively have to win North Carolina. She does not. But if she picks it up early in voting, I mean, if you notice at 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night, they call North Carolina for Harris, it's over. That's it. And I just think the voter turnout is going to be record-breaking. I think the number of women voting in North Carolina is going to be record-breaking. And I already told you the youth vote, which is going hugely towards Harris, is going to come out and vote. And with that combination, with the youth vote and women pouring in the vote, I think Harris turns North Carolina blue. And I cannot tell you how important that state is because at the beginning, before, we won't know the story of Pennsylvania. We won't know the story of Georgia probably on the same night. But we will probably know the story of North Carolina. So that's why I'm telling you now. I think I mentioned it earlier, but there are two things I'm looking for on election night and things I want you to watch out for. Number one is Virginia. We should get the Virginia vote very early. If she wins Virginia by more than 10 points, that's going to be very, very telling because they won Virginia last time by 10%, by 10 points. If she wins it by more, I think that's going to be a very, very positive sign for the Harris campaign. And what we should find out right after Virginia, within an hour or two, is North Carolina. And I'm telling you now, if North Carolina goes blue, which I think it is, I have it going blue for Harris, but if they call it at, say, 10, 11 o'clock at night, you can go to bed. That means the election's over. Let me know what you think. That's my feeling on North Carolina, but I want to know what you think, especially if you're from North Carolina or you're from the area. Tell me what you're seeing on the ground, because so far with the early voting, it's looking very, very good for Harris. But let me know what you think in the comments and stay right there. We got more to talk about. We have to finish off with talking about Vice President Harris and what she said last night and her rally last night with 75,000 people there, where she stood, where Donald Trump, 4 years ago, got people moving towards the Capitol and that whole scenario. I don't want to go into that. But there she stood, and I love that she had, despite everything going on, despite all of our anger, despite all of us, MAGAs are this and Democrats are that and all this bickering and fighting, she rose above all of it and said, look, I know all of you aren't going to vote for me, but just so you know, you still have a seat at my table. That was extremely powerful. And not only was it powerful, but it was extremely presidential. That is how a president talks. That is how the president of the United States talks. This guy, Donald Trump, doesn't talk like that at all. He talks like a dictator. That's not what the United States is about. Donald Trump doesn't fit what the United States is about in any way, shape, fashion, or form. He's not it. What you heard last night with Harris, that's what a president sounds like. That's what a president that looks you in the eye and says, no matter what, I'm not just the president for those who vote for me. I'm the president for those who even don't vote for me. I'm president for the United States, not for the Democratic Party, but the United States. And that is, how American is that? That is America. That is the United States, and that is America. And we have everything to be proud of in this country. We just got the GDP report today. GDP is doing great at 2.8%. They thought maybe 2.9, but it did 2.8. But it's still showing good, solid growth. Inflation actually ticked downward again. So inflation going down, the GDP remaining strong, spending, consumer spending up, and people, how they feel about the economy has soared 11 points in just 1 month. So people are feeling better because things are going better. We have things going in the right direction. The United States is doing extremely well. And now we have a potential president we can be proud of, that people around the world will look to and be like, wow, the United States finally did it. Yeah, we finally put a woman in charge. And that's what I'm excited about. That's what I can't wait for, because I think Harris is it. I think after that speech last night, I felt very positive to be an American, and I felt like once it's over with, let's welcome everybody, Let's drop the anger and let's remember that we're all Americans, Nobody sits there and wonders what, because I've done it many times. I've sat here. Sorry, I got a phone ringing, but I've been the biggest one not being able to. I can't understand MAGAs. I admit that freely. I don't understand how you can vote for somebody so terrible. He's a terrible human being in every way, shape, fashion, or form. But once she is president, I want to let all that go myself. I want to forget all that and just move forward. The last thing I want to do is talk about that guy ever again. I think we can all agree. The absolute last thing we want to do is talk about that guy ever again. I just want the country to come together. I want the country to move forward. And right now, the country is doing so well. So well. Compared to other countries, we're killing it. And it's not being talked about enough. But you're going to hear it right here. You're going to hear it right here on my channel. Because I'm not going to let a bunch of people downtrod the United States. I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud of this country, and I'm proud that this country is moving forward. And I'm proud that we're still the leaders in the world. And I want to keep it that way. And that's why I'm voting today for Kamala Harris. So tomorrow, you'll see my I voted sticker. I hope you get out there and vote too. If you haven't voted yet, get out there and do it. Thank you for joining me for the Dray Way. We're just 6 days out, and it's all over with. Tomorrow will be just the 5-day countdown. Tomorrow will be the 5-day countdown. I got something special for you. Thanks for joining me on the Dray Way. Tomorrow, We'll be 5 days out. If you haven't seen one of the previous episodes, go check them out. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget, you can check me out on TikTok, and I'm live every single morning at 7 a.m. and every evening at 6 o'clock on TikTok. So check it out. Mwah! Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.